When it's all over, I'm going to move out of New Haven. Maybe we could give it a shot. For real this time.
You just get bored of me.
I've heard that's what real couples do, Declan.
No one has ever made me feel like this, Aya.
Declan, wake up!
Aya! Where am I?
Cortex tried to fry your brain.
Where is she?
Declan, she's...
I can't remember.
You need to focus.
Tell me what to do.
Bash their heads. Headshots trigger your advanced reflex.
There he is.
And
if I chain my attacks, it'll make it impossible for them to hit.
You're back. Now fight for your life.
You're not supposed to be. Cortex village.
No, I'll try to breach them. They're autonomous. There's nothing I can do, Declan.
I used to stand here dreaming of all the things I could achieve. Now all I could think of was drowning in a bottle. I'm supposed to throw my colleagues to the wolves. How the hell did it come to this? I've been wiping Cortex competition off the map for years while they worked on the brain-machine interface. Internally, they said the BMI was supposed to start a social revolution. Then Aya came along. An edge operator like me getting involved with a manager was like following a playbook for screw-ups, but I found her irresistible. Releasing a free BMI to the public was Aya's dream. On and off, we were involved. Keeping Aya's project alive was the only thing I was good for, but I didn't mind. I'm a kid from the outskirts making more money I could ever have dreamed of, stealing. Then without warning, Mitten, the chief of science, killed off the free BMI project. Aya lost her mind, and Mitten told me to restrain her. She stormed out before I was forced to disobey a direct order. Everything became an outrageous mess. A leaker exposed that Cortex is secretly selling BMIs to society's elite. And now the streets are full of violence because the working class is tired of the 1% riding the American dream on their backs. As I was rounding up potential whistleblowers for Mitten, Aya disappeared without a trace. This is when a notorious activist reached out to me with a warning. Cerebrus claims my life is in danger. I'm torn on what to do. I've been awake for days. As the only remaining light, the exit signs were telling me to go home. The suitcase with the whistleblower evidence was waiting at my desk. I'm expected to hand it over to security on my way out.
Calling all Cortex security personnel. Civilians are marching towards headquarters. Please man your designated exits and remain vigilant.
I had a feeling that everything was about to change.
I bet you my job that Aya is the whistleblower.
She's not on my list. Sonnen was always gunning for Aya's job. Wonder if this is the last time I'll be hearing this awesome jingle. During the elevator ride down, my anxiety was rising. The chants of protesters got louder by every floor. Their fiery anger made my palms sweat. Fists were flying, as all weapons had been confiscated due to the Second Amendment revoke a decade ago. Still, security won't stand a chance if the bigger crowd loses their minds. I'm not unfamiliar with this kind of violence, but seeing it in this city is a bad sign. The alleyway would hopefully allow me to avoid the riot and take me closer to home.
Beer cans on the ground. Not my favorite brand.
There he is!
Stand down. I'm a Cortex Edge operator. We're on the same side.
I was overwhelmed as I saw the bottom of his shoe rise above my head like a hammer readying for a killing blow. I cracked a smile. Maybe I wouldn't need my silk sheets to fall asleep after. The hammer came down, everything went dark, and then out of nowhere, a savior. As my consciousness slipped away, I found myself thinking. This was finally starting to feel like home. With a soaring headache, I found myself staring into a vivid light. I hoped this wasn't my afterlife. Someone was watching me.
Careful when you move your head. Your brain cells are still being restored.
Cerebrus! How?
Where did you get it? Your BMI. Don't answer, it doesn't matter. I know it is one of mine. You're lucky to be alive. The BMI is designed to circumvent fatal head trauma.
Where am I?
This is the Domain, a virtual fortress guarded by strong encryption. My soldiers took care of your assailants and jacked you in here.
You mean my body's still in the alleyway?
Don't worry, your body is safe inside a terminal. The Domain taps into our higher frequency brainwaves through the BMI. Time barely moves on the outside.
Get me out of here.
Even if you decide to run away, Cortex will soon be able to pinpoint your location and destroy you. You'd be wise to listen. Cortex has a secret research program called the Overwatch. It will allow them to access encrypted data and track any electronic equipment, including your BMI. I'm trying to stop them. We need each other. Now rest. Soon we'll start your training.
I'm not joining your army.
I'm only asking you to save yourself, Declan.
Despite my defiance, I knew Cerebrus was right. There is nothing left for me out there. Except for Aya. Perhaps Cerebrus could help me find her.
You're awake. Sooner than I thought.
Your involvement with the brain-machine interface. Start talking.
I developed the first BMI that was funded by Cortex. Then our interests diverged, and I had to go into hiding.
Just like Aya.
I discovered very dangerous functions early on in the development. I hid them from Cortex behind extreme encryption. Then they started the Overwatch to gain access to those functions and more.
What kind of functions?
Imagine becoming faster than the wind and learning anything in the blink of an eye.
Enhanced reflexes and superintelligence. I thought these were just rumors.
And that's only the tip of the iceberg. I've enhanced your combat reflexes. Strike your opponent enough times and the BMI will overclock. When your opponent attacks, slow motion will trigger automatically, allowing you to easily evade attacks and counter. Now, let's train.
All right. Get my heart rate up. Opponent attacks. Bullet time triggers. Sounds insane, but here we go. That was intense.
I like what I see.
The Cortex research program, the Overwatch. How do we stop it?
We need to break something very, very valuable to them. A QC, or quantum computer, to be exact. But first we need to make sure that you'll survive out there. 3 guards took you down last time. Here's 1 extra.
Okay, bring it on.
Hey,
Let's do
wrong
this.
place, buddy.
The smell of blood.
Your BMI can hack security devices now. You might notice some other upgrades as well. Any questions before you head out?
You can just install these functions through the domain.
The functions were already there. I just allowed their use.
Interesting choice of words. Where can I find the QC?
I've tracked the Overwatch program to a Cortex assembly area in the pit. It should be pretty close to where you're jacked in, but you can't reach it from there. It'll take some work to access it. Hacking it will allow me to destroy it.
Soul surviving, dudes so conniving, never stop driving. They put like I don't let them sit behind you when you driving. Might even think you talking about them when you rhyming. Or to keep the toolie in the lining. Or to thank the good Lord that you ain't the type to line them. Ain't nobody's business, why they always spying? Type positions is fine, nothing get the lying. Turn the world against you, even your men's buying. It's a dirty game, getting hectic, real tiring. Top it off, now they playing victim in the violin. Dripping the color envy, more greener than Ireland. Surrounded by snakes, more meaner than the lion's den.
You're talking too much.
Can't remember why or when. Got you feeling guilty, Jedi tricks on the mind again. They keep with chips in a Heineken.
Action. As I continue where we left off. As I continue where we left off. Action. As I continue where we left off.
The rebel, the villain, the rebel, the
People saying Zar like ASMR, the cold crush on my beat, we rock the Casbah. ES back at him, savage like Black Adam. Fast tracking the back and forth to blast at him. You ain't worthy, so you don't get no reply. But keep an open eye, we kick it like Cobra Kai. And we the crew leading. I wouldn't remotely care about you, even if we in a Zoom meeting. Let's be honest, yo, these rappers just a boring mess. Actors ought to thank the Hollywood Foreign Press. Yeah, we slap up obnoxious kids. Take them out on tape like I'm boxing vids. Lay them out like a floor plan. Sick of playing optimistic like I'm in Tom York's band. You lost your mystique and leaked on 4chan for your 4 fans. Your Oregon, no Portland.
Action. As I continue where we left off. As I continue where we left off. Action. As I continue where we left off.
I give you credit for giving it try.
Last name Lannister, call me Kingslayer. None this ill since Kareem was a Laker. Feel that love, yeah, that's the dream of a hater. I'm skating the equator, last seen in Jamaica. Frontin' like the girl, them sugar. Rude boy, them a call inspector. Got him under pressure, no gas, word to Tesla. You find the painkillers, top drawer in the dresser. Back with the force, y'all Bojack Horseman. All that talking, you know that cost him. High price to pay like you shopped at Nordstrom. Deck narcoleptic, I black out often. Salute me as a true king. What up with you, king? I've been doing this since Sinead had a groove thing. Another mood swing, touching up your boo thing. Czarface, Wu-Tang, MF Doom Gang.
No, it's basically it's all cuts and stuff.